Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. In this tutorial we'll explore how to extract tables from HTML files and web pages using Python. Extracting tables from HTML files and web pages is often useful when you want to save some data from tables you found on a website or in an HTML file. It can be a very tedious and time-consuming task if you try to copy and paste the data manually, as well as it will be difficult to maintain the formatting and structure of each table. Python provides several libraries for extracting data from HTML files and web pages, which can help you automate this task. To continue following this tutorial, you will need three Python libraries: pandas, HTML5lib, and lxml. If you don't have them installed, please open Command Prompt if you're using Windows and install them using pip. Alternatively, if you want to save some time, you can create a requirements.txt file similar to mine and install all of these dependencies at once. It should only take a few seconds to install, and as you can see, these libraries are already installed on my computer. Now that we have the required dependencies installed, let's find a sample HTML file from which we will be extracting the tables. Here's a file that I created in one of my previous tutorials. It is called grades.html, which contains the following code. If you open this file with your default browser, you should see the data in a table format, and it's very simple. It has a student ID column, first name column, last name column, and grade. So place this HTML file in the same directory as the file with your Python code. Note that this is a very simple file and only contains HTML code for the table. However, the approach and code shown in this tutorial can be used on more complex files with multiple tables and other content. In the first example, we will discuss how to extract tables from HTML files using Python. We begin with importing the required dependency and defining the path to the HTML file. Next, using pandas.read_html function, we will read those tables from the HTML file into a list of data frames and print them out. This code will work when we have multiple tables in the file, and when they're printed out, they'll be separated by two empty rows. However, in our case, we only have a single table, so it won't really matter when we print out the result. Now, let's run the code and see what we get. Perfect. And as you can see, we've successfully extracted a table from the HTML file. If the tables you want to extract are on a particular web page, you can extract them using Python. We begin with importing the required dependencies and defining URL of the web page. In this tutorial, we will extract tables from one of the articles I wrote previously on my blog that has several tables. You can use this code to extract tables from any web page. And if you'd like to see how the tables look like in this article, please follow the link to this page which I provide below the video. Next, using URL-lib library, we will extract the HTML content from the web page. We will start by creating an abstraction of URL request. Next, we will add headers to the request. If you're not familiar with headers, I will also provide a few useful links below the video. Next, we will open the URL. And finally, we will read the HTML content. Next, using pandas.read_HTML function, we will read tables from the HTML content of the web page into a list of data frames and print them out. This part of the code is identical to how we extracted tables from HTML file in the previous section. Since this web page contains 3 tables, all of them will be printed out, separated by a few empty rows. Now let's run the code and see what we get. Perfect. As you can see, we've successfully extracted all of the tables from the web page. In the previous section, we explored how to extract tables from HTML files and web pages. And in this section, we'll explore how to convert the extracted tables to CSV files using Python. If you want to save your tables as CSV files instead of printing them out, you will need to change the part of the code that iterates over tables and prints them out. Using Python enumerate function, we will keep track of the index of each table and create a CSV file with the corresponding index of a table as a part of the file name. If you're not familiar with Python enumerate function, please check out one of my previous tutorials by following the link below the video. Now let's run the code and see what we get. Perfect. As you can see, 3 CSV files were created in the same directory as your file with the Python code, and each CSV file contains a single table. In this tutorial, we explored how to extract tables from HTML files and web pages using Python, pandas, and URL-lib. Feel free to leave comments below if you have any questions. Please like and share the video, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for more of my Python programming tutorials.